son is 9 and he has never been to school. I've been homeschooling him since birth.
Where does the homeschooling end?
Most likely when he goes into university. People want people to do things for them when it comes to their children.
Would you ever consider homeschooling your child? My guest made that choice 9 years ago and never looked back. Today she sits with me and shares her reasons for taking the road less traveled.
When, I had my son,
Okay.
I used to work remotely from home. And I was like every mother that had a toddler, I was tired.
Okay.
And the next instinct for me was, then the child needed to go to a crèche or a school or whatever. But I also didn't want him to go. I was very sure that I didn't want him to go in traffic in the mornings, right? As a very, very small baby. My husband then told me, I have one auntie. She has homeschooled her children, 5 of them in Lagos. I was like, okay, what was that? What does it mean? Then I started researching because again, I didn't want to just look at, okay, this is just about me and how I was feeling at that time. But I wanted to look beyond that. So that meant me going back to just checking. Let me even see what this guy's talking about. And when I did check, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I found it very, very interesting. And because I found it interesting, it made me now start questioning my own education. So in me questioning all of that and looking back at my own journey in the education system, the bullying, all of those things, I was like, okay, do I really, really want that for my child?
Yeah.
So he suggested it, yes, but I then started reevaluating again. And that's what now brought me fully into the journey.
I went to traditional school. A lot of us did.
I did too.
So I know what the curriculum is. You know what you study, especially when you're above the age of 5, where you can actually start assimilating knowledge. Mm-hmm. So take me through what a homeschooling curriculum is.
Based on my experience, right? So what I do is something called theme-based learning.
Okay.
Right. So for theme-based learning, it is picking like a topic and doing the different subjects under that topic. So for the early years, right? So we have numeracy, literacy, so math, English, science, so we do science experiments, and then creative activities, and then we also do fine motor skills and gross motor skills. So fine motor skills are the activities that you do that strengthen the fingers, strengthen the small muscles.
Okay.
And then gross motor skills are activities that you do that strengthen the bigger muscles. So for project-based learning, it's around a particular project. So we can pick a project around food and then talk about food. Then part of the framework is also you have to have an expert. So I'm not just the one teaching him these things.
So how do you gauge if he understands?
We do assessments. So what I do is when they are 5 years old, I get an external person. So I've been with you for 5 years. I've taught you, I've done everything. So I get somebody external to come assess you in the early years domain to ensure that at least you're on track. And then for the older years, what I've done is I just document, right? I do assessments basically, and I don't lie to myself. For example, we have definitely done tens and units, right, in math, because it's 9 now, right? Yeah. And there are some things that you notice gaps sometimes, right? So, and we did that maybe at 6 or 5, whatever, that we did that. Recently, I just asked him a simple question, a random question one day. I was like, oh, this is this and that. And he was like cracking his head. I'm like, I don't know, this is basic math that you should know. And we went over it again. And again.
One of the biggest criticisms for homeschooling is the lack of social skills it can cause. Because as much as there are so many maybe cons to the Nigerian educational system, there is the socializing. Kids get to mingle with other kids, absorb culture, absorb habits, good or bad. What's your take on your son lacking certain social skills?
He doesn't lack social skills. People think that social skills is just around peer-to-peer engagement, but it's way beyond peer-to-peer engagement. Wherever you are or wherever you have been in your life now, there's nowhere that you've just been with people your age now. There's nowhere. So, and people like to see, the positive of the build friendships, right? But they don't see the many negatives as well that come with it, which I said, the big one is bullying. Children are mean. So when we have to look broadly around that socialization that they talk about.
So where does the homeschooling end?
For me, I've not made a decision yet, or we have not made a decision yet. But the way I'm looking at it, most likely when he goes into university.
Would he have the knowledge to take like contemporary exams based on the knowledge you are giving him?
So
Are you
if
worried
he's
about
going to
that?
take contemporary exam, he I just have to prepare him for the exam. Even the people that are going to the school, they prepare themselves for the exam.
What's the cost implication for homeschooling your child?
When we first started, it wasn't very huge. It wasn't a very huge expense. We used to have one place that we used to go, like a play group, once a week. We used to go there once a week, and then I used to buy books sometimes or gift books, and then I used to use YouTube for almost everything. As it goes beyond basic knowledge of maybe piano, for example, I cannot give you that. So I started extracurricular activities. A bulk of our expense, to be honest, is extracurricular activities because I'm doing a bunch of them.
As a mom that's currently homeschooling, what's your biggest fear? Do you ever feel like your child is going to grow up and feel like, "Oh, my mom will rob me of a certain aspect of my childhood by just keeping me in the house"?
I do my best. I do my best. And again, they are not locked up in the house. They are not isolated. They have a normal childhood.
Yeah.
A normal childhood, and we travel as well.
What's your advice to soon-to-be mothers based on everything you have experienced, just based on your own experience? You're not recommending, you're not saying do this, you're saying, I've been a mother for 9 years. This is what I've experienced. What's your advice?
My advice is that you have to eventually, you cannot just go with the flow in terms of this is next thing that I'm supposed to do, this is the next thing I'm supposed to do. You need to thoroughly examine yourself and thoroughly examine your life and the things that you don't want for your children, and then actively work towards what you want for your child.